If you want to use Fade effectively, then you need to know your lineups for each map. Because having certain set positions where you know you can throw equipment from will guarantee that none of your utility is wasted in-game. And today, in our series on lineups, we're going to be tackling Icebox. So, without further ado, here are the best Fade lineups on Icebox. We'll start, as per usual, with lineups for attackers. This first one is for the Haunt, watching A site from attacker spawn. This lineup needs you to stand directly next to the wall leading up to the ramp in A belt from attacker spawn. It is one of the harder lineups on this map and will require you to be very precise. Aim at the dark grey line in the wall, then raise your crosshair up to where the wall meets the roof. You then want to run forward a step and jump throw the Haunt into the gap at the top of the wall. This is where the Haunt will land, and as you can see, it lands in a tiny gap at the top of the wall. With this lineup, you can safely reveal enemy agents on most of A site. This includes the A nest and A rafters as well. Okay, this next one is also for the A site, but you can launch it from attacker spawn. You need to aim at the darker grey line on the side of the hole in the wall. Move your crosshair along to where it reaches the lighter grey area, and then run and jump throw the Haunt. The Haunt lands just on a crack in the wall, meaning it can spot enemies all over A site. This includes A rafters, A nest, and coming through A screens. This is a really powerful lineup as it will reveal enemies early on in the round, but not for long as it will probably get destroyed. Right, let's head over to the B site. This is a risky lineup to use, this next one, so make sure your team have secured B yellow before even thinking about attempting it. Stand on the container and back your right arm up against this line. This part is slightly easier. Aim at the left hand side of the third strip from the left on the right hazard strip. That was a mouthful. You then want to run forward a step and jump throw. The lineup will land up above B site pretty much, meaning you will reveal enemies lurking all around B site and B orange. This is really useful for seeing if any enemy agents are rotating through B kitchen to B site or vice versa. Now let's take a look at a lineup for B cubby. Once again, you will need to clear B yellow before attempting this lineup. You want to back into the corner and aim at the top left corner of the two boxes next to B yellow. You'll want to run forward a few steps and throw. This is how the Haunt should land if you have thrown it correctly. As you can see, there is not much room for error as it is a slim beam that it lands on. The Haunt will reveal enemies lurking on B site and in B nest as well as in B orange. Those were some cracking attacker lineups, but we know what you think. What about the defensive side lineups? Well, we got you. And here's a personal favourite of mine to start. Stand to the left of the box at the front of A site and aim to the inner corner in front of you, then jump shot the Haunt. As you can see, the Haunt lands on the ledge which overlooks all of A belt and some of attacker spawn, meaning you can figure out if any enemy agents or enemy team is pushing A site. Here's another classic for A site. With this one, you want to aim at the corner of where the cylindrical beam hits the concrete chunk, while standing on the stairs out the back from A rafters. A good tip is to line up the edge of nest on A site with the right hand edge of the entrance to A rafters. The Haunt will land on the ledge near the broken glass and will be able to see over the whole of A site, including A rafters and A hell. With the A site covered, let's head over and see what we can do at the B site. First, this one aimed at mid. You need to stand on the small dot in the middle of the platform directly out of defender spawn. This lineup is ideally used immediately at the beginning of a round as it will tell you if enemies are pushing A site or B site. You want to aim at the left hand corner of the dark blue triangle and raise your crosshair up to the same height as the metal vertical beam to the right. Then run and jump throw the Haunt. The Haunt, if thrown correctly, will land up on this tall ledge, giving you vision over enemies lurking in mid or pushing towards B site, as well as partially over enemy agents who might be pushing towards A site. Now here's one you can use later in the round as a defender. For this one, you want to stand on the corner of B yellow and line yourself up with the edge of the box. This lineup will allow you to get vision similar to the previous B site defense lineup, but from B site itself this time. This lineup is quite tricky, but give it a go. There is a tiny orange map in the background, so aim exactly where it connects with the closer grey ramp. Took us a few attempts to get it right, so make sure you don't get killed off the bat. As you can see, the lineup will spot enemies who are peeking down past B green, B yellow, without your team having to peek themselves. It will also provide intel for your allies holding mid, without forcing them to risk their lives too. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the best lineups for Fade on Icebox. There should be more than enough there to make sure you never waste a throw ever again. Please drop us a like and subscribe, and if you enjoyed the content, leave us any comments below if you have suggestions. Until next time, have a great day.